good though, but like exciting, but like so rough.
I'm not getting into that.
You know, we're not criminals. We're not doing anything wrong.
Selling Sunset is returning to Netflix April 22nd, and we have all of the details. Hey guys, and welcome back to another shared news. We're gonna get into some Selling Sunset tea today, given our predictions. But before we get into it, you guys know the drill. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on any future videos. As always, I'm your host, Zachary Reality, joined by Allison Van Dam. And Allison, me and you have been talking. I know you're a huge Selling Sunset fan like myself. How excited are you for the new season?
I am so excited. I feel like we've been waiting forever, even though we haven't been waiting too long. They've been doing kind of an interesting thing, maybe because of COVID. I felt like season 1 was kind of out there as its own island for a while. Season 2 and 3 very much happened kind of on top of each other. But then we had another whole gap between 3 and 4. And I feel like we kind of got 4 and 5 in a clump as well. So hopefully they stop giving us these delays because they can just keep churning it out and I will keep watching it. I am so excited.
Yeah, very, very excited. Season 4 kind of aired last year at the end of the year, so it's not too long, maybe 4 or 5 months in between when season 5 is coming back. And Netflix and the Selling Sunset girls dropped the poster last week of the new season with Chrishell in the middle, next to Christine, Emma, Heather, Amanza, Mary, Vanessa, Davina, Maya, and newcomer Chelsea. So we got an iconic group of ladies. I personally like when Jason and his brother are in the mix as well. It's Brett, right? I like when Jason and Brett are in there together, but we got all the ladies back, and Chrishell stays in the middle. Why do we think Chrishell is in the middle? Do you think she is the star of the show?
Well, Chrishell has always kind of been in the middle. I mean, I'm thinking back to season 1 graphics, and it was her holding the key, and everyone else was kind of in the background. I think maybe she and Christine were kind of like sharing the spotlight in a few seasons back promos, but I'm not surprised that she's in the center. I think even, especially as we saw in season 4, there was this narrative of, you know, Chrishell getting her new house, her standing on her own 2 feet, her going on dates. There was a little tease of her and Jason dating. So I think she definitely is coming out as the main character. Not that she hasn't always been that. I mean, season 1, episode 1 was her coming to the office. But I don't know. I think a lot of people who maybe were Team Christine lost some faith and hope in her after season 4, and kind of these lies started coming out. It was very confusing, especially at the season finale. So I'm not surprised that Chrishell is front and center. I'm also not surprised that Christine's right next to her because we are all still very interested in her. But yeah, it's definitely the Chrishell show.
It kind of is. She is the biggest personality, and we're going to get into the Christine drama, but I think Chrishell is in the middle because we know her relationship with Jason is going to play out on this season. Now, apparently they started talking towards the end of season 4 filming and dated throughout season 5, which we are about to see. And we also know that the couple called it quits back in December after only dating for 5 months publicly. They announced the split, saying that they will always have the utmost respect for each other as friends, but ultimately it came down to the fact that Chrishell wanted children and Jason did not. Do you think it's going to be weird for Chrishell and Jason to watch it back? Do you think it's weird for them around the office?
I think maybe it'll be weird to watch back. I think it's always weird to watch yourself maybe kissing or going on dates or being very vulnerable. I myself like kind of get embarrassed looking back at footage of myself where I'm like, why did I do that? That's so embarrassing. But Chrishell is not a newbie to being on screen. You know, she did her soap operas. She's had so many acting gigs that she's used to seeing all parts of her life play out on TV. And she's very open in sharing a lot of old clips of herself and stuff like that. So maybe weirder for Jason than Chrishell just because he's not an actor like she is. And I would hope it's not weird in the office. I mean, Mary and Jason still make it work even after dating for a long time. They have dogs together. I mean, that's like some co-parenting if I've ever seen it with the dogs. So I would hope that everyone can just be cordial, be friends. Maybe it was weird at the beginning, but I would hope at this point everyone's kind of just put it to rest and maybe they're each dating someone new.
Ooh, that is true. We really don't know what is the current updates because we keep on getting these seasons, 6 months after they film it. But I'm wondering if like all of America, everyone who watches the show is going to start shipping Chrishell and Jason and then they'll feel pressured to get back together from the fans. I mean, that could be a possibility. I was rooting for them when they announced that they were together because I like when relationships start off as friendships because there is that like foundation there. But we'll have to kind of see what happens when Selling Sunset comes back. And we also know that there is a newbie introduced to the group. Her name is going to be Chelsea. Now, she is the first full Black woman to enter the scene on Selling Sunset, and she already seems to be close friends with Emma, as Emma has posted multiple Instagrams welcoming Chelsea into the group. Emma writes, "Can everybody please give a big warm welcome to the newest Oppenheim agent, Chelsea, who deserved her own proper post. We just leveled up for season 5, so get ready." What we know about Chelsea is that she is married. She has 2 small children. I think she gave birth like 2 years ago, so they're definitely tiny babies. Her Instagram looks fabulous. Apparently, she is ready to ruffle some feathers this season. She is British, and her husband, Jeff, is actually the connection that got her into the group, as he is good friends with Jason Oppenheim. So, how do we think Chelsea is going to fare with this group of very, very dramatic ladies?
Yeah, I think it's so sweet that Emma posted that about her. Obviously, Emma was a newcomer last season, and Chrishell even was really welcoming to Emma because Chrishell was saying she was the newcomer. So I like this trend of kind of the newest girls welcoming in the even newer girls. It does feel like a lot. I feel like we're really fledging out the cast of we just kind of keep adding women. Maybe some people are going to leave. I just feel like we have a lot of storylines to follow now. We started with like our core group of women and we've continued adding and exploring different kind of paths in terms of the show. So I don't know. Maybe Maya's going to move to Florida and raise her family and they need to someone to fill the desk, or maybe they just have so many listings that they can't keep track. But I'm very excited. I love that she's British. Hopefully she has an accent because I think that would make it so much more fun. But yeah, I think it's going to be a great addition to the team. And I would love to even see, maybe if she and her husband are friends with Jason, they could go on a double date with Jason and Chrishell. Who knows?
Well, I do think it's important that a new cast member joins the mix every season just to kind of spice things up. It definitely seems like we have a pretty large cast, but I also feel like a few of the girls are kind of background characters, like Davina. Maya doesn't get involved in the drama. And we also know that Selling Sunset is going to do a new season in Orange County, which Heather goes to pretty frequently. So maybe this is, Selling Sunset's way of bringing in some new people, as other people who are OG cast members could leave the show. We'll definitely keep up. We also have Selling Tampa. Selling whatever seems to be this new trend on Netflix. Lots of, real estate, realtor, reality shows. And getting into last season a little bit, the whole cast was pretty much friends except Christine. Now, Christine has burned pretty much all of her bridges last season, leaving Heather and Emma so upset. They tried to reason with her at the end. Mary was trying to reason with her. And even Christine's closest friends, Amanda, Davina, and Vanessa, had a hard time defending her. So, Allison, as a longtime Selling Sunset fan, where do we go from here with Christine?
I don't know because I was always so team Christine. My best friend and I have watched this from the beginning. We were both team Christine. I've communicated with Christine one on one. She's been nothing but super, super kind to me. I have like voice memos from her on my phone. But that whole season was so confusing to me because even the final scene at the finale, I was like, did things get edited out? Because it's just not making sense. I felt like Mary really was trying to reason with her and just cut to the chase, talk, bluntly, ask her questions. And all Christine kind of could say is, Mary, I just like, I want to be friends though. No, Mary, it's not about that. It's not about that. But I was like, no, but it actually is. And I think the most kind of damning moment of the entire thing was when Christine was talking about her relationship with her ex, who, also dated Emma. And she mentioned something
Emma.
about living with him. And Mary was like, well, where were you living at that time? And she was like, oh, the place on, I don't know if it's Doheny or where. And Mary said, no, I lived with you there. And it just, that to me was like this moment where suddenly I was questioning a lot of things. And I was like, if she's not even, making sense of where she was living or what apartment she was in, or forgetting that Mary was her roommate at that point, that's when I started having a lot of doubts. And then I rewatched the whole season back and I had even more questions.
Yeah, I mean, I think the girls want to give Christine another chance, or at least some of them do. Chrishell certainly doesn't, but they do need Christine to kind of meet them halfway. And she wasn't able to do that last season because she just had the baby. So she was going through a lot, which I think is fair. And we just never got resolution between Christine and the rest of the ladies. So what I'm most looking forward to seeing is Christine try and work things out with a few of her OG friends, like Mary, like Heather, like Chrishell, possibly. But I just don't know. Christine seems pretty, set in her ways. And if she feels burned, I don't know what's going to happen. We definitely always need a villain on every show. But there's a lot of girls. So hopefully Christine can kind of work her way back in the group. Otherwise, they're going to send her to OC and she's going to have to fight with the girls on the new show because you can't really stay on a show if you burn all your bridges and you have 0 friends left. So we're going to have to wait and see. We know the Selling Sunset trailer should be coming very, very soon. All we have is this poster that has all of the ladies. I mean, Allison, to kind of wrap things up, what are you most looking forward to seeing this season? What is one question or one storyline you hope is answered and played out?
I would be very interested to see any sort of Heather or Tarek wedding prep. I think they'd be very down to share any of that with the show. They are very vocal. They share a lot online. So maybe we'll see some of that. Maybe we'll get another wedding scene. Obviously, like Christine's wedding was so iconic, and I loved being able to see what that was about. So maybe we'll get that. And I would honestly just love to see maybe Amanza this season gets her own house with her kids. She's been talking
Yeah.
about that for a long time. And to go from, being a single mother who was sleeping on her couch so her kids could have her own rooms, I would love to see her, maybe represent herself in that whole deal, get her place. Like, I just want that so badly for her because I think she has really been through it and has just continued putting her kids first. And she deserves to, have her own place, have her space, and just like find her success.
Yeah, and I know Maya also went through a lot in the past year, so hopefully she is in a good place. We are sending love to Maya, and that is everything we have to share with you guys today. So let us know your thoughts and predictions for the next season. Selling Sunset Season 5 returns to Netflix April 22nd. And before you guys go, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel and ring the bell because we will definitely be back here on Shared News talking all about the season and the juice when it starts. As always, I'm your host, Zachary Reality, joined by Allison Van Dam. Our social media handles are on the screen right now, so be sure to give us a follow. Come say hello. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.